Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I know I told you guys in my previous vlog that I had a birth plan that I've been wanting to share with you guys for some time, but basically my birth plan was contingent upon my gestational diabetes test results, which I actually did get back this week, and it looks like I am actually negative for gestational diabetes, which is awesome. And so that means I can move forward with my birth plan. And so now I am going to share it with you guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of background history about my labor and delivery with my son. So basically the birth plan with my son was very easy, an all natural vaginal birth. Well, that went nothing like I had planned. And basically when I went into the hospital with my son, I had high blood pressure and I had preeclampsia. And so they basically told me, well, you're going to have a baby within the next 24 hours. And so I was like, okay. The whole process, you guys, was actually extremely long. They had to break my water. I had to be induced with Pitocin. And I was in labor for 30 hours, you guys. And ultimately, I ended up not being able to dilate past 8 centimeters. And Phoenix was actually a very large baby. He was almost 9 pounds. He was also sunny side up. And so it ended with me having to have a C-section. So now this time around, I've actually been given the option to either have another cesarean, or I can have what is called a VBAC, and that is a vaginal birth after a cesarean. Initially, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to go through what I went through the first time. So I was just like, let's have another C-section. But then I just kind of sat back and I thought, and I weighed the pros and cons. And, you know, I really thought about it. And ultimately, you guys, you know, with my son, that was something that I really wanted to experience. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to. And so now I've been given a second chance. And so I've actually decided to attempt a VBAC. And you guys, honestly, the closer it gets, I'm like scared shitless, you guys. And I am like probably doing the worst thing that a woman that is going to have a vaginal birth could do, and that is YouTubing vaginal births. I mean, it's horrifying and it's the worst thing I could do, but I like can't stop watching them. And I've seen birth in person too, and I'm just like, do I really want to do this to my vagina? But you know, you guys, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna give it a shot. So just pray for me. Definitely comment down below, you guys, and let me know, how was your labor and delivery? Did you have a C-section? Did you have a vaginal delivery? Have you ever had a VBAC? Like, I really would like to know. Okay, so now that brings me to my birth plan. First thing is first, I have written a letter to the hospital staff just explaining to them that just because I've made this birth plan does not mean that I don't respect them as professionals, and I'm not going to listen to their suggestions or their advice, things of that nature. But at the same time, I also want them to respect me as the person who's in labor, as the person who knows my body and what I need to be comfortable. Because honestly, you guys, with my son, I did have a few nurses on my team that, you know, gave me a hard time and made me feel uncomfortable. There was one nurse in particular who actually got really mad that I didn't want to have an epidural, and she actually left my room with an attitude and proceeded to talk with one of her colleagues right outside of my door. And basically she was saying, you know, I don't know why she wants to, you know, be a hero and not get any pain meds. This is ridiculous. And I was really insulted by that, and I couldn't believe that that was happening. But because that was my first, you know, go around, I didn't really say anything. But this time around, if I'm experiencing something like that, then I definitely will ask, you know, for a nurse to be removed from my team. So basically the whole point of that letter is just to say, you know, hey, I respect you and I want you guys to respect me. This is my birth plan. And basically, first thing is first, you know, it just asks, you know, for my name, my partner's name, my due date, my doctor's name, things of that nature. And then it talks about what kind of delivery I'm planning to have, and that would be a VBAC, hopefully. And the people that I would like to be present and or during my labor are, of course, Marley's father, my mother, and my father. I actually do want my son there for a little bit, like more towards the beginning, because honestly, I don't really want him to see me in pain. He's not really going to understand what's happening. But in the beginning, I want him to be there, you know, just to tell him I love him, and, you know, I'm getting ready to have his sister, and then, you know, I'll send him on his way. I want my 2 sisters there, my older sister and my younger sister. And I'd also like Marley's father's mother to be there. During the labor, I would actually like music to be played. I want the lights dim. I want the room as quiet as possible. So basically this whole concept is that I just want it to be a very peaceful environment. I want as few interruptions as possible. Once again, that just goes with the whole peaceful theme. I want as few vaginal exams as possible because let's face it, they're not comfortable when you're not pregnant, but when you are pregnant, they're like 100 times more uncomfortable. So as few of those bad babies as possible, it's good with me. I want the hospital staff to be limited to my doctor and my nurses. I don't want any students, residents, or interns. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be mean. I understand, you know, this is their way of learning and, you know, it's something that they have to do, but I just don't want to be your case study when I'm in labor, maybe some other time. I want my partner to be present the whole time. I want to be able to stay hydrated with ice chips or clear liquids. For the first stages of labor, I would like to be able to walk around. I'm not interested in an enema, shaving of my pubic area, a urinary catheter, or an IV unless I'm dehydrated. I would like the fetal monitoring to be intermittent, and that's just because, you know, I do want the ability to be able to get up and walk around. I do still have to talk to my hospital and see if they actually have the monitors that are mobile and you can actually, you know, keep track of your baby while you're on the go, but I'm not for sure. I still have to check with them. So, you know, if they do, then that's great. We can continuously, you know, monitor the baby. But if not, I do want that option to be able to get up and walk around and move. I like labor augmentation performed only if the baby is in distress and performed with Pitocin. So basically, I don't, you know, want to be induced at all. I want to try to have everything go as natural as possible because I feel like personally the more natural things go, the better it is. You know, when you're forcing something like inducing labor and things of that nature, based off my experience, it just doesn't seem to work that well. So I just want my own body to make it happen. For pain relief, I would like to use only what I request at the time. Now, like I said, I am going to try to go for a natural labor, but hey, you know, I'm only human, so who knows? I might, you know, get up to, because I never dilated, you know, past 8. I might get to 9 centimeters and be like, oh God, help me, like, you know, screaming my head off in pain. So I don't really know, but only what I request at the time. I don't want to be forced. I don't want to feel obligated, you know, like I did with my son. None of that, just what I request at the time. During labor, I would like to use people for leg support. So, you know, I would like my partner to hold my legs back, and maybe like, you know, my mom or one of my sisters to hold my legs back while I push. As the baby is delivered, I would like to push as directed. I just feel like for me, that's more comfort. I'm not really sure why, but it just seems a little bit more structured. And I'm a person that kind of likes structure. So, you know, I'll push when I'm told to push. That just seems like it would work for me. I would like an episiotomy not to be performed, even if that means risking a tear. Like, no. It's okay. I'm gonna tear. It is what it is. Immediately after delivery, I would like my partner to cut the umbilical cord. If a C-section is necessary, I would like to 1, stay conscious. I want my partner to remain with me the entire time. I would like an epidural for anesthesia. And I would also like my hands left free so that I can touch the baby. I would like to hold the baby immediately after delivery, you know, just for that bonding experience, that skin on skin experience. I want that to happen immediately. I would like to breastfeed as soon as possible after delivery. I'm a breastfeeding mother. I breastfed my son for 2 years, so I would like to get right on that. So I would like the family members to join me immediately after the delivery. That's if I'm able to have a successful VBAC. If not, and I have to have a C-section, then I want them to join me sometime later in the room because, you know, I'll have to recover and things of that nature. I would like the baby's medical exams and procedures to be given in my presence. I want them to include a heel stick for screening tests. Basically, that's just like where they prick the heel for blood and they'll do, you know, blood tests. And I would like that to include a hearing screening test as well. I do not want my baby to be given a vitamin K shot, antibiotic eye treatment, sugar water, formula, or a pacifier. I would like my baby's first bath to be given by me. I'd like to feed my baby only breast milk. No formula, no supplementing, nothing like that. I'd like the baby to stay in the room with me at all times. I'd like my partner to have unlimited visiting and to be able to sleep in my room. After birth, I would like to stay in the hospital as briefly as possible. I just want to get my baby home. If the baby is not well for whatever reason after the delivery, I want my partner and I to accompany it to the NICU or to whatever facility it has to go to. I want to be able to breastfeed or to provide pumped breast milk, and I want to be able to hold him or her whenever I am able to have the chance to do so. You guys, that's basically the outline of my birth plan. That's it. I'm really praying and hoping for a successful vaginal birth. I am actually very excited though to be trying again. And if you guys have any questions at all about my birth plan or why I decided on some of the things that I decided on, you can always comment below and I'll make sure to definitely answer those questions for you guys. And I want to thank you so much once again for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!